We're here for a reason, possibly because the thought of selling makes you want to pass out just like it did me at one point. In fact, I hated selling so much that I would go into full-blown panic attack. I didn't want to ask anybody to pay for a service. I didn't want to ask anybody to pay for a product. I absolutely hated it. Notice I say hated it because it is now past tense. I had to get over my fear of selling because selling obviously is a must when you want to go into business for yourself. So when I needed to fine-tune my selling skills, I called in the big gun, and I'll introduce her in just a minute. But first, just a few things that I want to tell you about. If you've joined us before, you know we love taking questions, and we want to take as many as possible. So tweet and Facebook us. You can even post on CeCe's YouTube channel. You can use the hashtag P3Network. Kim Grimes, she's here, Mrs. Inspiration. She's also a part of the P3 Network, and she's going to hang out with us. She wasn't with us last time. Kim, wave. There she is. Kim has made it her life's work to help others discover their passion no matter how old or young, so she'll be chiming in. But now if you're ready, as I know we all are, to learn how to master the art of getting customers to say yes, if you're ready to learn the proven secrets that led our guest of honor to generating millions of dollars, not only for herself but for her clients, and if you're ready to learn how to sell even though you hate the sales process, then let me introduce you to Mrs. CeCe Clark. Now, although CeCe holds a master's degree, she has also been a successful consultant to large organizations and Fortune 500 companies for over 15 years. She was celebrated as the youngest person ever to serve the post of assistant director at the Department of Housing in Washington, D.C. But CeCe's story goes deeper than that. She, like a lot of us, have been in a place where things had to turn around, and they had to turn around pretty quickly. She had to rebuild her life after the loss of her once lucrative $5 million real estate development firm. But she was able to overcome, and she went from working a low-level job at a bank where she earned $17 an hour to being the owner of 2 successful consulting firms with customers spanning 3 continents, and she did it in less than 36 months. So I would say that she knows a little something about selling, and she is here to share all that she knows and get us back on track. And I am more than pleased to welcome CeCe Clark to the stage with a round of applause.
Yay!
Hey.
Thank you, Nikki Woods.
How are you?
I absolutely appreciate you, and I just, you know that I love hanging out with you, so this is very, very cool, so thank you. So I have a couple of questions. Has anybody ever said these words? I hate selling. Did you say that?
Yes.
Can I tell you, I have heard that statement 1,000 times, both from myself and from other entrepreneurs, whose success really depends on our ability to sell our ideas and our products and our services, right? And now, here's what I know, though, ladies. Many of us, we love having our own companies.
Yes.
We love doing things our way. We take pride in the fact that we offer the best products and the best service to our clients.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Unfortunately, that's really not enough, because that's not enough to make money in business. A business does not exist without customers. And even if we have the best service on the planet, if nobody knows us, we won't have any customers. All right? But here's what I know. When you're converting your passion, wait, can you see it? Your passion into cash, in the beginning, you're really kind of fueled by excitement, right? And for most people, and I know for like me, that excitement will generally last about 90 days. And at the P3 Network, we know that if we can get you making money in that first 90 days, you're going to be successful, right? Because you're doing something that you're passionate about anyway, and you're making money. So that's our goal. So today I'm going to share with you my 5 steps for making a sale, even when you hate selling. What do you think about that, Nick?
I love it.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so here's what I need you to do. Now, because this is virtual, it doesn't matter, right? You're at a pizzeria event, so we're going to be still incredibly interactive. So whether you're going to use the Facebook invite that we sent out, if you want to post there, if you want to post using the Twitter hashtag P3 Network, or if you even want to use the comment box in YouTube, whatever it is, I want you to have that ready because there's some activities that we're going to do throughout the event tonight, and I want you to share with the group, okay? And then at the end, like Nikki said, we're going to have some questions, and I want you to post those questions there. All right, but let me give you an overview, and I want you to write this down because this is kind of your framework that you're going to need, those 5 steps for your sales success. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about mindset, because really that is the foundation that we sent out. If you want to, that's the foundation of your sales success, and we're really going to spend a lot of time here. So get ready to kind of talk about that piece. And then step 2 is finding new prospects. And I know for some people, the thought of finding people to sell to seems daunting. We're going to make it so super easy that even if you hate selling, you're going to be able to do it. Step 3 is all about making the offer. I'm going to give you some tips and techniques that when you're making your offer, it's going to be simple and easy for people to say yes. Step number 4, closing the deal. Oh, goodness. After getting the prospect, people make closing the deal really, really hard. We're going to make it so simple for you, you're going to actually laugh at me and say, CeCe, it can't be this easy, okay? And lastly, we're going to talk about after the sale. What do we do after the sale to make sure that this is a circle, right? That these activities are cyclical.
Right.
All right. Cool. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my story. You heard a little bit from Nikki, but I'm going to talk a little bit more. And I had been in sales literally for a couple of decades. I've sold for MCI and AT&T and for the government, and in business for myself, it's sales and IT sales and real estate sales. But I never really enjoyed the sales process. And when I started my real estate business in 2003, business was really, really great. And even though I didn't care for sales, getting large checks each month kind of helped keep me encouraged going out there and doing the selling that I need to do. Did that make sense, ladies?
Hello.
Well, here's what happened, because by 2008, the market had shifted and sales began to slow down dramatically. And I felt like I was pushing and pushing, but nothing was happening. And by 2010, I really woke up 50 pounds overweight, $2 million in debt, and severely, severely depressed. And I knew this was not the life that I had intended for myself. And what I realized when I went back and kind of analyzed what truly happened to me, I realized that it was my feelings about sales that had been the biggest impact in the loss of our business. And because, like I said, like in those early days, I was getting the results I wanted, and I used those results to kind of fuel me to do the activities that I needed to do. But when the market changed and things got harder, I retreated. And I didn't continue to do those 5 steps that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And as a result of not doing the things I needed to do, I negatively impacted the lives of hundreds of people, the lives of my husband and I, the lives of my employees that I had to lay off, or the lives of my investors who had been partners, or the lives of my sellers who needed me to help them relieve the financial pressures that their homes were causing for them, and the lives of the first-time home buyers who needed me to help them achieve the American dream, the lives of family members and loved ones that I could no longer assist financially. I'd impacted all those lives because I wouldn't do those 5 steps. But when I figured it out, it was absolutely enlightening for me. And I committed that other people would not experience this if I had anything to do with it. And I became relentless in doing the things necessary to ensure my success. And really, it was really focusing on that mindset around sales and getting even more sales education, but then taking immediate and massive action. And today, well, ladies, today my life is completely unrecognizable from the days after my business failed. And do I still hate sales? You know what? It doesn't really matter because I am committed to doing those 5 steps necessary to ensure my business success. And today I'm excited to share with the 2 of you and then all of you out there those 5 steps as well. So you ready?
Yes.
Ready.
All right. Step number 1, your mindset. We talked about that the mindset, the foundation of your sales success really is in your mindset. It's how you think about sales and how you think about yourself as a salesperson is the number 1 determining factor of how you're going to perform in your business. All right, so let's start this process, and we're going to start by looking at the root of our hatred for sales. Now, Nikki and Kim, when I've asked people why they hate selling, they've usually told me one of these 3 things. So I want you to raise your hand, ladies, and all of you out there too. I want you to raise your hand when you hear yourself. So they tell me, CeCe, selling is manipulative. So who said that one, right? Yeah. And they say that sales is all about manipulating people into buying something that they don't really want to buy. And if you feel this way, chances are you kind of look at salespeople like they're, I don't know, like fast-talking slicksters. And who wants to be a fast-talking slickster?
Used car salesman.
Right, like a used car salesman. That's the image. And then the second thing people tell me when they tell me they hate sales is they say, CeCe, selling is annoying, right? Because selling sometimes involves repeated emails or phone calls, and both of those tend to be kind of unwelcome at times. And all of us, I know I've had that salesperson who was relentless and just would not stop calling me.
Yes.
Right? Exactly. And who wants to be that guy? Right? So let me tell you the third thing, though. People tell me why they say they hate selling. They say selling is boring, right? They say because selling involves like a lot of hurry up and wait. Well, I haven't really, let me think about it. I got to talk to my husband, or I have to talk to my partners, right? I got to get back to you. So people have to hurry up and wait and sit around. So because of that, they say to me sometimes, selling is boring, and boring as well. It's boring, and who wants to be bored?
Right.
Right. Who wants to be bored?
Yeah. So if you personally hold any of these 3 beliefs, much less all of them, there's no way that you would not hate selling. Right?
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So people before, like I've heard all kinds of advice about what do you do when you hate to sell, and how do you get over that? And let me tell you what I've heard. I know you ladies have heard, but I've heard like, oh, it just gets easier over time. Oh, just keep doing it. Practice, practice, practice. No pain, no gain. Wait. Hold on. Oh, wait, that was what my trainer said to me.
Yeah. That's working out.
Right. But it's kind of the same thing, right? It's like the same thing. People tell you that, but I'm not going to tell you that today. I'm going to ask you to do something for me that's a little bit different. You all ready?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody out there, you all ready too? Okay. Yeah. What I want you to do is I want you to pretend like you have on a pair of glasses. Okay, now if you actually have on a pair of glasses, it's even easier for you, but I want you to pretend like you have on a pair of glasses. Okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lend you my glasses. So I want you to take off yours, ladies. Take them off. Thank you.
There.
Take off your glasses. Thank you.
Put them down.
And now I want you to put on these glasses. Okay. All right, you got them on?
Yeah.
Are they in focus yet? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So now that you have on these glasses, I want you to take another look at sales and see what it actually is with these glasses on.
Okay.
So selling is actually helping. And it's actually helping because you've made a decision that you're never, ever going to sell somebody something that they don't need, right? So because of that, you're free to see selling what it really is. It's helping people get what they want.
Okay.
And selling for you is about making people happy by providing them what they truly need. Now, is there anything manipulative about that?
About helping? No.
Good. Cool. And again, with these same glasses on, you'll see that selling is actually sociable, because now with these glasses, you've made a decision that you're not going to annoy anybody, let alone a prospective customer.
Right.
And you're free to look at the selling processes in terms of making new acquaintances and having interesting conversations about stuff that you're absolutely passionate about anyway.
Okay.
And well, at least that's what we advocate here at the Passion Platform Profit Network.
Right.
And because you're passionately sharing your passion, it's fun for you and it's fun for the other person too, right?
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Cool. All right, so the third thing that you see with your new glasses on is that selling is actually learning. Because when you decide to learn something valuable, right, in every sales interaction, it becomes more interesting than watching Scandal or playing Candy Crush, which I've never seen either. I've never seen Scandal and I've never played Candy Crush. I just hear about it all the time. But I'm going to tell you, I don't need those things because my clients are far more fascinating than any of those characters could possibly be on television, and especially when they're in the process of making decisions. So if you get curious, you will never, ever, ever be bored, okay? So, still got the glasses on?
Still have them on.
All right. So now that you see sales differently, I want to talk for a few minutes about money, because money is really the outcome of what we want from our sales.
Yes.
Okay. Now you're going to hear me talk a lot tonight about systems and encouraging you to have a system behind everything we do. And here is my assurance to you. Making money is the predictable outcome of a repeatable system. Okay? Money is the predictable outcome of a repeatable system. Money is just a result. And all you have to do is determine the inputs. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Are you guys still with me?
Yep.
I'm with you.
Okay. So now I want to talk a little bit about inputs and outputs. So, everybody knows, I don't know, you may not know. I currently own an IT consulting business with my husband. So I think a lot of things in terms of stuff that's technical. So this will sound a little technical, but hang in there with me for a minute. So we're going to talk about inputs and outputs.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say your inputs are butter, sugar, eggs, milk,
Yep.
and flour.
Sounds like a cake.
And then, but before that, that's that. Now, but then you process it in a certain way. Maybe you stir it up, or you mix it, or blend it, and you bake it, or you do something like that. Now, based on the inputs that you put in and the process that you use, Kim, what do you think you might get?
You know what Kim wants. Kim wants cake.
Kim's a hungry one.
You took the word right out my mouth. So, yes, I do want cake, but I want an outcome. I want to make money. Exactly.
Hello, preach. See, there you go. Yes. And but here's what you know, that based on that input and the process that you use, your output is a cake. Now, might the cake be different if it was baked by CeCe or if it was baked by, I don't know, right, by Kim, who knows how to cook? That's true. That it might look different, but you're going to get a cake if that was the input that you had and that was the process you used. Is that kind of clear? Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
All right, cool. But now here's the thing, money works the same way. Kim, you just said it. The money you receive from your sales, or what we call here at the P3 Network, sharing your passions with others.
Yeah.
That money is going to be a direct result of the inputs that you put in and the way that you process it.
Right.
And because, and what's so beautiful, like what I love about it is that it makes you 100% in control of the outputs, which is your money in this case.
Yeah.
Because you can control both the inputs and the process. Right? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pretend like you decided to share your passion with others by offering a fitness boot camp. Okay? Oh, wait. That reminds me. So this is an aside. The P3 Network, we're going to be sharing a new group coaching program later, and it's going to be like a walkthrough step-by-step process of how to use social media to start earning a paycheck, but we'll talk about that later. Okay. I thought about that when I said group coaching. I mean boot camp, fitness boot camp. So let's pretend like you decided to share your passion with others through a fitness boot camp. Okay?
Okay.
We'll pretend.
Yeah. Is there a lot of push-ups? Do I have to do a lot of push-ups?
Right, we'll pretend.
Now, when you do that, like you put together a system, and your system says that for every 100 people who sees your boot camp ad online, you sell one membership. Okay? So 100 people, you get one membership.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And you know what to do to get your ad in front of 100 people. So what happens when you put it in front of 200 people? And what happens when you put it in front of 300 people?
300 people.
Exactly, right? So your inputs, which is whatever that work it is that's necessary to get your product visibility up to 300 people, whatever that is, it's in direct alignment with the money that you have earned, right?
Right.
That's kind of powerful. I like that. Like I get to choose.
Effort equals your results.
Absolutely. That's it. That is absolutely it. But see, here's the challenge, ladies, because here's the rub. Like, some people are going to try to convince you that you're not in control of how much money you make. Or they're going to say stuff like, oh, you can't control whether or not people like your product and blah, 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 right? You might try to convince yourself of that. I don't know. I tell you, I used to try to convince myself when Kevin would ask about sales forecast. How I'm going to sales forecast? I don't know who's going to let me buy their house and who's going right? Like, that was my noise that I was telling myself.
Right. Your head chatter.
It was my head chatter, right? But because I have on my new glasses,
Yes.
I really see that making money is the predictable outcome of a repeatable system.
Yes.
And that made me feel stronger, right? And so I want you to know that you have direct control over how much you share your passions with the world. You can share them a little bit and get a little bit of money, or you can share them a lot and get a lot more money, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the good news is that you get to decide, because you know exactly what inputs you need and what process you have to use. How's that?
Sounds juicy.
Okay. So you still got your glasses on?
Still have them
We
on.
got them on.
Oh, right. I like that. All right, so now it's time to do some work. Are y'all ready? Those Facebook event pages open?
Yeah.
You're on Twitter, or you're on the YouTube chat? You ready to work, people?
I'm ready to work, and I'm
Okay.
watching everybody else work.
All right. So Nikki's going to watch you guys work. Now, here is the question that I want you all to answer, and I want you to answer it so that the whole group can share with you, okay? I want you to think about the product you offer that you're passionate about. All right? Are you thinking about it?
Yes.
It's incredible, right? You could talk about it all day long. You could stare at it all night. You could just, it makes you feel like that, right?
Right.
Okay, good. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a minute and a half, about a minute and a half, no more, and I want you to type into that page, either the Facebook event page, the YouTube page, or on Twitter. I want you to type in there the top 3 benefits your clients get from working with you. So when you provide that thing that makes you feel like that, what are the top 3 benefits that your clients get? I want you to think about it. Take a minute, 1 minute. And ladies, I want you to think about it too.
Okay.
Are you thinking? Wait, we need the Jeopardy music. Do, do, do.
Okay, let's not. We've had enough audio problems today. Let's not jack up with
Okay.
So what are you trying to say? Puffy would not hire me?
He may hire you, but it's not for singing. He may hire you to make him some more money. Not gonna be for singing.
I'm available for that. I am available for that.
All right, let's check and see what's coming in on Facebook. If you are tweeting, make sure that you are using hashtag P3 Network.
Great. Now, let me tell you. So I'll start, just so people have an example. I'm going to start. So the top 3 benefits clients get from working with the P3 Network, I'll just show you that. They get to earn more money.
Yes.
It saves them time, and they get to live a life that they love. So those are 3 benefits of working with the P3 Network. So, Nikki, do we have anybody that's ready to share?
They're working on it. They're typing furiously, I can tell.
I love it. So how
feel
about
it.
you? So Nikki, how about you give us the top 3 benefits that people...
Oh, really?
Wait, no. She's like, I'm busy. I can't think and do this at the same time.
Yes.
Give me one, and can you give me one?
Okay.
A benefit from working with the P3 Network?
Or with you, or with the P3 Network, or what does Tom get from working with you? How about that?
Ooh. I think being that I am in the business of helping people develop their platforms, the biggest benefit they get is that they they're able to get their message out to millions of people after they develop their platform, and that translates into bigger brand awareness. That translates into money. So
Preach.
message to millions makes money. So that's
message to millions makes money. Love it.
Yes.
Thank you. That's a benefit.
All right, I'm going back to Facebook. Kimmy, you're up.
Okay. So a benefit for me would be for people who work with me is, let's say they get to actually be themselves. They get to connect with who they are and fall in love with that and actually be themselves.
Ah, that's beautiful. I love it. That's it. That's a benefit. Those are benefits. Cool beans.
Room from Francina Harrison.
Hi, Francina.
She says that one of the biggest benefits she gave 3 actually, like you asked. She gave career confidence, career anxiety reduced, and access to new opportunities.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so her moniker is the career engineer. So I'm assuming that she helps people with their careers and helping them either upgrade their career or find a new one.
that's awesome. I love that. So now here's my next question, guys. So everybody heard Francina. Thank Francina.
Thanks.
Now, here is my next question. Now, is there anybody out there, and I want you to tell us, is there anyone out there who needs that, and you two ladies, you answer too, who needs that or has already paid somebody else to provide them some form of career advice? Is there anybody? I'm going to tell you, I paid for it. I'm going to tell you, I paid for it in the past.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have plenty of clients my husband has paid for in the past. Francina, there are people out there who need you and who need your services, right? Because you're helping them to achieve their goals. And now that you have your glasses on, you can actually think about not sales, but you think about it sharing your passion of helping people to re-engineer their careers. You can think about sharing it with the world and helping them achieve their dreams. I can't even talk, like I'm so excited.
And that's so cool, though. It's so cool to see so much passion about what you do. I love it.
Well, I mean, doesn't that? But think about it, like from Francina's perspective, like, doesn't that feel different? thinking about it that way. I'm doing something great for the world. Doesn't that just feel different? That doesn't feel like sales to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the sales that I talked about.
Yeah.
Definitely
All right.
switch.
So I promised you all we're going to do a lot of stuff about mindset, and you know, because again, that really is the foundation. But keep those glasses on.
They're
And we're going
on.
to move. And we're going to move. Thank you, ladies.
Can we do one more real quick, or are we moving on?
Oh yeah, let's do one more, please.
Okay, Derek Ali posted the benefits of Hear and Profit. Better sleep for better health.
Ooh.
Yes.
Beautiful home and office living spaces. And transform your career performance through sleep nourishment. I love that.
Love that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Sleep nourishment.
And Darren?
That's Derek. Derek Ali.
Derek, thank you so much for sharing that. Wait, I need some
sleep nourishment.
Me too.
Wouldn't you pay for that?
Can somebody do it for you because we're too busy?
I'll pay for it. What does it cost?
I'm serious. Like, I mean, and again, Derek, when you think about it from that perspective, like, you know, I many times have challenges sleeping because I always have all kinds of stuff going around in my brain. And that's something that you could fix for me. If you help me sleep, I get to serve more clients. I get to have more energy. I get to share more of the gifts that God gave me with more people because I have more energy.
Yep.
That's beautiful. That's what you're offering. So that's what you do when you offer your passions to the world. That's what you're giving us. So you're not selling. You're sharing your passion. You're improving our lives. Yeah. Make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
I love that. Wait, we got some awesome folks on the line with us tonight. They're doing incredible stuff. I love it. All right, so let's go to step number 2 because we got to keep this train moving. So step number 2 is about finding new prospects, okay? And now, of course, you can pick up the phone book and you can start calling, or you can get a direct mail list, or start chatting like me with the guy on the plane next to you, because I do that all the time. But really, there's a better way, and I want you to do this. I want you to first just easy, simple, easy breezy. Just look at your current contacts, okay? Now, I know you think that everybody knows exactly what it is you do and how you help people and why you're the best thing since sliced bread. I know you think that they know that just because they're your friend on Facebook or just because you interact with them all the time. But I guarantee you over half have no idea what you really do. And let me tell you, I can prove it to you, because today this sweet young lady who comes over to my house and does my makeup because I'm pitiful, don't know how. She has done my makeup on plenty of occasions. She always comes here. We talk, we chat. Well, today she happened to share with me that she was so excited because she was getting ready to launch her own online clothing boutique, and she was super excited about, hi, Ashley, I hope you came on tonight. and she was super excited about it. And so I listened to her and shared in that. And then I said, well, listen, honey, let me know how I can support you in that. And she was like, well, how could you support me?
Because you just sit here and get your makeup done when I come over.
Exactly, right? I said, honey, that's what I do for a living. I help business owners. I help people who want to create businesses that, you know, provide them with a life that they absolutely love. And she said, I had no idea. And this is, like, we're intimate. Like, she's in my face, right? So I promise you, people don't really know. Half of them don't know. So here's what I want you to do. So you have some homework, okay? So I'm trying to be like Nikki. Last week, Nikki gave you all homework. So I can give you some homework, too. This is what you want to do. I want you to write a single paragraph that describes the value of your services and who your target client is. Now, if you weren't on last week, I want you to go to Nikki's YouTube channel and watch our webinar from last week, because she talked a lot about your target market, or honing in on your target clients. That's super important. Okay? But for your homework, I really want you to write that one paragraph describing those values and who your target audience is. And then I want you to start sharing that paragraph with people in your network. Now, again, this is easy. These aren't strangers. These are people you know and people who support you. And this is personal, so an email blast will not do. Okay? And now think about it this way. Even if you contact only one person a day with like your personalized update on what it is you're doing, that's 365 people in a year, right? Even at a 10% success rate, that's 36 sales a year. That's 3 sales a month. Wouldn't that make a difference?
Yeah.
In your life, right? And wouldn't that make a difference in the lives of those 36 people that you provided your passion to?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool beans. All right. So again, don't think of, finding prospects as a hard thing. It does not have to be at all. Okay. And I also want you, while you're doing it, I want you to consider including some sort of benefit to your connection. If they refer somebody who becomes a paying client, okay? And if, like, let's say they decide to use you themselves, offer them a discount for using you. If they're a repeat client, and yes, you're a repeat client, sometimes you have no idea what else you could provide for them, give them a discount for hiring you again. All right, so that's a really, really simple, easy way of getting new prospects. Make sense?
Yep.
Sound easy?
Yeah.
Could you do that? Could you call one person a day? Just one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, one person a day, yeah. And you know how
That's
I
it.
hate
That's
to
all
call
I'm asking. Just one a day.
one a day.
All right. Let's go to step 3, okay? And let's make the offer. Now, in making our offer for when we are offering our passion to someone in the world, we want to do a couple of different things. The first thing we want to do is we want to sell specifics. And this is interesting. You really want to write this one down. This is a nugget. Sell specific. The more specific a number, the more believable it becomes. Okay? So the more specific the number you use, the more believable it comes to people. And so in my real estate business, I often had to sell my creative deal in order to purchase a house at a good price. And if people didn't buy my deal, I couldn't buy their house. And so in the beginning, like when I first started, I used to say, oh, these people are busy. I'll just ballpark it for them. When it came to like how much cash they were going to get at closing when I purchased their home.
Yeah, we never want how much cash we're going to get to be ballparked.
Right. They didn't want, I couldn't figure that out.
You know what, the IRS calling you, well, we're going to give you a round as a reason.
I know, right?
Don't want
They didn't like that. Like, they so didn't like that. So I had to figure this out. And it's like, here's what I would do, Nikki. If all my analysis said that they were going to get a check for $12,780.12, I would say, oh, they're going to get about $13,000, right?
Okay.
Like, that's what I did. Or if it was like, okay, the closing fees are 7.2% of the purchase price, I would say, oh, it's about 7%. And what I figured out is, like, people weren't buying what I was selling. And they would grill me about about the deals and about my figures until I figured out this one interesting phenomenon. Like when I started doing follow-up questions and then gave them the specific numbers, like their pressure started to ease a little bit. It was kind of weird. So here's what I know. Irregular numbers with decimal points, I think it tells their subconscious that I must know what I'm going on. Like, I must have done some real number crunching to get $12,780.12. So you really want to use specific numbers when you're explaining your deal. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. In specific percentages or whatever that number is. People like that. All right. Number 2. In closing the deal, you want to talk, or in getting the deal, you want to talk about what's in it for me. And again, we talked about that before when you wrote down those 3 benefits. But when you're out there sharing your passion in the world, I need you to keep at the top of your mind what's in it for them, right? Okay. How's their life going to be different as a result of working with you, right? Will their life be easier? Will it be happier? Will it be more profitable? Will their expenses be reduced? Now listen to me. Did you notice I didn't say I'm going to make your life easier? That's not what I said. Or I'm going to save you time. What I said was your life is going to be easier as a result of working with me. So again, the statement is about how their life is impacted. You come on the back end. It's about them. Okay? And so you want them to know exactly what they can expect if they work with you.
Okay. And it also implies that they have to take some ownership of making the relation work as well. Because if you say, I'm going to make your life easier, it kind of makes you sound like you're going to be doing all the work. But a lot of times, you know, successful partnerships, even if they're hiring you to do something, is that they take ownership of their responsibility of making that partnership work.
Absolutely. Doesn't that that just makes perfect sense. It is. It becomes a partnership at that point. And again, Now think about it. It's a partnership, and both of you are passionate about this particular thing. Doesn't that sound like a strong partnership that will result in a sale?
Yes.
Yeah. It
does.
Sense to me.
It does.
All right. So ladies, I need you to listen to these three statements, and I want you to tell me which one sounds most compelling to you.
Okay.
We'll save you money. We'll save you money in the first 12 months. We'll save you at least 20% on your expenses in the first 12 months. Which one sounds most appealing? A, B, or 1, 2, or 3?
I like 3.
I like 3 as well.
I like 3 too, because again, it does a lot of those things. It's about them, and then it uses those specific numbers and kind of wraps some time around it. So that one, you know, most people find that super, super compelling.
Okay.
Okay?
How compelling?
Super compelling.
Super. 2 supers.
Super compelling. All right, so here's number 4. Again, we're still, you know, making the deal. The 4th thing we're going to do is talk about the timetable. Listen, people are not patient, okay? And because you've done such a wonderful job convincing them of all the great results they can expect because they're working with you, they want it when? Now. Now, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And so you want to really be upfront with what's the time frame they can expect. Now, I'm going to tell you the number one mistake many, especially people that already don't like sales, they feel nervous and scary, and they say, we can do it in 5 days. Well, if you can't do it in 5 days, don't say you can do it in 5 days, because you're setting people up for failure. So set them up for success and let them know exactly what kind of time frame they can expect. Okay? And so think about that other example that we talked about before. We'll save you at least 20% on your expenses in the first 12 months, right? That's what we said. Now, look, you can also clarify even further. You can say, if it happens for most people in 7 to 12 months, be more specific and share that as well. People want to know the upfront, honest expectation, and they want you to speak to it. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool beans. All right. Lastly, you in making the deal, you want to talk about the success rate. What success rate have you had? Because nobody wants to be a guinea pig, right? And they want to hear the results that you've been able to achieve with others. So you can use numbers to kind of sell what that success is. We have a 99% on-time delivery record, or we were voted best in class for 3 years, or we're a trusted resource for the, Chicago Board of Trade members, or the Dallas Chamber of Commerce members, or, or this is how many widgets we've sold, or this is how many customers we have. But you really want to, speak to your customers when you're getting that deal. What successes have you had? What results have you produced for other people so they don't feel like a guinea pig? Make sense?
Makes sense.
All right, let's go to step 4. You ready?
Yes.
Closing the deal. Now, okay, I know you're all going to laugh at me, but really closing the deal is kind of the easiest part of all, and people make it hard, but I assure you it's not. You ready? You ready for closing the deal?
Yes.
We're ready for closing the deal.
Ask for it. That's it. Just ask for it. I promise you, I know it sounds too easy, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to think in your mind about the last 3 sales calls where you purchased something, okay? Somebody came out, they did a sales call or whatever the case was, and you purchased something. When you purchased, at the end of that transaction, Did the rep say one of these things? Did they say, oh, shall we get started now? Or any other questions or concerns that would prevent you from hiring me? Or I realize you might need a couple of days to review, but let's set a time to reconnect and take a next step. Or did they say something like that to you? Or did they say, thanks, and I look forward to hearing from you. It was nice meeting you, and let me know what you think. Or thanks for your time. Right? Is that what they said?
No.
Let me tell you, I can't tell you how many potential clients of mine have actually said to me they appreciated that I asked for their business, right? Because what folks don't realize is sharing your passion with the world is kind of like dating, right? And so think about it. If you were at the end of a date with somebody you liked, would you prefer them to say, I had a nice time, see you around? Or would you like to, right? Do you want them to say that to you? Or would you
I'm waiting for what the second option is. I want the other option. What's the other option?
How about they say, I had a great time. I love to see you again. When are you free?
Like that? We got to say it like, no wonder you get so much business.
I know. I'm ready to hire again.
Price is right. Ready to give you some more business.
Just ask for it, lady.
Okay.
Right? So think about which one of those would you prefer.
Right.
It's truly, at the bottom line, just ask for it.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to step 5.
All right, we got to get to questions too, so.
I know.
I know. I'm the producer. We got to wrap it up.
Right, teacher and producer. She gives us homework and shuts us up. Like.
No, I'm loving it. You're giving us so much great information.
It's juicy, juicy.
I'm glad. Good. Well, let's talk about 5 really quickly. After the sale, let me tell you, so the customer service, the follow-through, the follow-up, that is going to be critical in making sure that this sales is a cycle, which means it's a repeatable process that you can do over and over and over and over again. You want to make sure you have a system for, one, asking for referrals and getting referrals after you've proven to have done a good job, right?
Yeah.
But number 2, a system for getting repeat business or maybe even upsales from that particular client. And another trick that people don't know about after the sale, let me tell you, there is some energy and endorphin that is released in you when you close the deal. So the best time to ask for the next deal is right after you just closed one, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you're all excited. Go, call that next client and try to get another deal because your energy is up. You feel excited. So that's one of my extra little tips for today. All right?
That's a bonus?
Yeah.
That's a bonus. That's a bonus.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you feel about sales now?
I'm
I
excited.
have my new glasses on.
Hey.
So I see sales in a whole new light.
I'm glad.
I'm
absolutely
helping.
glad. Because again, people are waiting for you. People need careers re-engineered. People need beautiful sleep nourishment, and people need to get their message out to millions to make them money.
Great.
That's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's ask some questions now, Miss Producer.
All right, so we are opening it up. I just posted on Facebook. If we have any more questions as we tweet, use the hashtag P3 network. I got this one, though, from Ken in Oklahoma.
Hey, Ken.
In Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma.
So if you are new in business, Ken would like to know, and you haven't had any successes yet, what do you do to speak to your success rate?
Oh, I love that question, Ken. Thank you. You know what? The one that if you don't have any sales or any sales successes that you can speak to your experience. Talk about I have 12 years real estate history, real estate background, or I have 7 years as, a sales professional, or not as a sales professional, or I have 2 years as a pharmacist. Whatever experience you have, you can speak to that until you've gotten some customers and clients. Then you can speak to those sales successes. Thanks, Ken.
And I guess that's another part of the question too that I had earlier, and you partially answered that. But how important is it to for you to have experienced that success yourself? I guess because I know we talked about earlier about actually getting people who do your social media and who do different things for you. But then when you look at like their social media numbers, they got like 20 followers. And so I'm like, if you can't do it for yourself, how can you show me how to do it? So how important is it for you to be able to speak about your own success?
So no, it's critical. So there are a couple of different types of experts, right? There's the type of expert who has achieved this particular result. So you're a global visibility expert. You have over 100,000 people who listen to your words every single day on the web. You're a global visibility expert. You've done it. You've lived it. You know it. You're one type of expert. But the other type of expert, what if somebody had gone out and spent 5,000 hours, 4,000 hours, 2,000 hours studying everything there is to know about online? Wouldn't they be an expert too? Wouldn't they have expertise? Even if they haven't yet produced that result, don't they still have expertise that somebody could tap into?
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense?
It does.
So now the best kind of expert is the expert like Nikki, where she's had the result and she's done the 5,000 hours worth of research, right? That's the best of all worlds. But again, that other expert who's just the researcher expert can definitely lend value to that conversation.
Okay, a two-part question. It's the same subject, but it's from two different people, so I'm going to let you answer it both at the same time. One asked, so what if you do ask for the business and they say no? What is your response?
Okay, so here a couple of different things. One, all customers are not your customers. So it's okay. It really is okay if people say no to your offer. So now there are objection statements, and you can go through, we do a lot of teaching in the P3 network about how to overcome objections and things like that. I'm not about overcoming objections. I'm about finding the right people who are your customers so that they self-select and that they say yes. So you're really not selling, you're providing your passion to the world. Does that make sense?
It does. And we had a conversation, and and this is what I love about the P3 network and how we're able to like bring other people in and bring their expertise in. But we were talking about the same thing about like how your customers are your customers before you even know that they're your customers. And
Yep.
so you have this like whole community of customers that are just waiting for the service that you provide. And that's why when you said earlier, finding your target audience, really being specific and narrowing down who you're speaking to will attract that customer, that ideal customer, that customer that will bring repeat business and give you referrals and become your brand advocate. It's so necessary because then you draw them to, you don't have to go find them. They will find you.
Yes,
Right.
they will.
That is what's so beautiful about realizing that you're not supposed to serve everybody.
Nope.
If they get something, fine, but you need to know who exactly you're speaking to so that customer will come to you.
Absolutely. Tell them. Preach, Nikki Woods.
I get excited.
You
Okay,
making
the
me
second
excited.
part of that question is if you're shy and you're not a people person and you take rejection really hard, what do you suggest to help them get over that? I guess that kind of goes back to the mindset thing again.
It does. It really does. And let me tell you, okay, so one, I'm not shy, but
No. Really?
No.
not even a little bit. Okay.
Look, none.
But I did used to take rejection very, very personally, especially because I was passionate about what I was talking about and what I was doing. I used to take it very personally. I need to tell you, I listen to a lot of what's called paraliminals. You know what? I'll put it on my Facebook page. Put a link to one of the services I use. But it really is a technology that kind of gives you all these positive affirmation messages, and it does it in a way that it plays it into both sides of your brain, in both of your ears, so that the side of your brain that the negative side of your brain, or the left side of the brain, the side of the brain that takes in negative messages, is kind of blocked out while all the good stuff's coming in on this side. Sounds a little weird, but that's one of the things that I did. I use positive affirmations to kind of help, fuel me and motivate me to not internalize the fact that somebody said no to my offer. It just didn't fit to them. And it was really a process. A lot of that mindset work that I did, it really was a process of, of kind of combating some of that.
And then is there a way then that even if the customer does say no, that you can then segue into maybe you have some recommendations of people that do want your service? Is there a way to do that?
Absolutely. And again, it's as simple as that conversation as you just said, okay, you know what, but thank you so much for your time. Do you know anybody else who may be able to take advantage of what I'm offering? And again, and just being okay with that, because again, people are waiting for you. They may not be your customer. They may be the cousin, the friend, the relative, the coworker of your customer, but there are people who are waiting for your message. So I think, it kind of goes back to what Nikki said, the more focused you are and the more you hone in on who your target audience is, the better chance that you're going to have that they're going to self-select and they're going to say, it's me, Nikki, it's me, Kim, it's me, CeCe.
Right. And let me add, one of the things that I do is I don't take a no as no forever. I just take it as no, not right now.
Well, there you go.
So it may be something that they can utilize in the future. So I will follow back around with them, or even say, okay, you may not see a need at the moment, but do you see or feel that you will need something in the future, or can I get back with you in 3 months from now? And it just keeps them on my radar so I can follow back up with them. So I don't take the no as a permanent no forever. I take it no, not right now, and that's fine. I will follow back up with them.
But you know what I think is interesting, and I think that a lot of people, and we talked about this with the last seminar about providing value. So not everybody necessarily has to be a customer to benefit from what you have to offer and the value that you offer. And a lot of times you just have to show people some things.
Yeah.
A lot of times, because we're so used to getting free stuff in this, now in this day and age, that it's hard to do a sale if you're not already providing value. So and just like you said, sometimes it's a no for a purchase, but you can still provide them with value, and then maybe like Kim said, follow up with them, and then they'll be ready because you've shown them that you have that value.
Definitely.
That you can continue to provide them with that value.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. And I think, excuse me, and I think the other part too is getting more sales training and feeling more confident in your sales ability also helps you not internalize that too, because you have greater confidence before you go out and speak to people and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Love it. Thank you so much for the questions and the tweets and all the quotes and retweets.
After party.
You are a Twitter phenom. Very good.
After party. Listen, we're going to end right now, but go to Facebook, go to Twitter. We're having an after party, so if you want me to answer more questions, I'm more than happy to do that. So will Kim, so will Nikki. Just give us a tweet. And the other thing I want you to do, so now I promised I was going to tell you earlier about the new coaching program that the B3 Network is getting ready to launch, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to our website, www.passionplatformprofit.com. And at the top, you're going to see a subscribe button. If you subscribe there, when we launch that program, we're sending out a discount code so that because you were hanging out with us for the night, you're going to get a reduced price on that coaching program. And Nikki, I'm like super excited about it. Nikki and I were in the lab earlier trying to make sure that, we're doing everything possible so that it's easy, step by step, paint by numbers, so that people can get paychecks using their social media.
And just like CeCe said, it's like earlier, if you talk to 100 people and you got a return rate of 10%, how many people is that? So in your social network, if you have 1,000 people, and you get a return rate off of your social network, what percent is that? And the numbers as you grow, and soon have a platform of hundreds of thousands of people, what kind of return rate are you going to get if you just ask them and get 10%? I mean, it's awesome.
Yes.
Preach.
So we want to show people how to do it. I mean, it's not, it doesn't take a lot. You just need the steps. And like CeCe said, we want to put together a plan that's going to help you step by step get to where you want to be with your business, with your product, with your service, with your book, whatever it may be. We definitely want to help you reach your goals.
Yay. Woo-hoo.
Yay.
All right, so everybody, thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited that you guys hung out with me and
Hey.
Kim Grimes, Mrs. Inspiration, and Nikki Woods. And I'm thrilled, CeCe, you did a phenomenal job. I love that I can call on people and they show up and just pour into everybody that was able to tune in. So I appreciate you, and I commend you for your passion and for walking in your passion and helping others.